I want to start by saying thank you, Maraming Salamat, to all of you who are still here, to all of you who gave me a second chance. Life is a series of chances, is it not? We are given chances to love, chances to succeed, and yes, chances to make mistakes. This journey, this life on YouTube has been my greatest teacher. It taught me about fame, it taught me about connection, but most importantly, it taught me about the fragility of it all. How one moment, one wrong decision can bring everything you have built crashing down around you. It's a lesson I carry with me every single day, a weight and a light at the same time. It feels like only yesterday. I was celebrating a milestone. The numbers were climbing, the community was growing, I felt invincible, I felt seen. But pride, as they say, comes before a fall. In the world of content creation, you are always chasing the next viral moment. You are always looking for something new, something bold, something that will make people talk. And in that chase, you can lose your way, you can forget your core, you can forget the very reason you started. I became so focused on the what, I forgot about the why. And that, my friends, was my first and most profound misstep. The storm came without warning, a notification, an email, a sudden deafening silence where there was once a chorus of likes and comments. The words were cold. Clinical, your channel has been reported for violating community guidelines. My heart stopped. It was not just a channel, it was a diary. It was a collection of memories, of laughter, of tears. It was a home I'd built for a community I had come to love as my own. To see it threatened, to face the possibility of losing it all was a pain I cannot fully describe. It was a digital death, a silencing of a voice I had fought so hard to find. In that moment of panic, you see things clearly. You see who your real friends are. You see who stands by you when the world turns its back. The messages started coming in. Some were of support, others were of judgment. The rumors spread like wildfire, twisting the truth into something ugly and unrecognizable. The feeling of being misunderstood is a heavy burden to bear. It is a lonely place to be. You want to scream your truth from the rooftops, but your voice is drowned out by the noise of speculation. It was a lesson in humility, a painful but necessary one. Let's talk about the mistake. Let's talk about the video. I will not make excuses. I will not hide behind justifications. I was wrong. The content I posted was thoughtless. It was created without considering the full impact it could have on others. In my desire to be edgy or to create a discussion, I crossed a line. I hurt people, and that is a fact I have to live with. It was a classic case of intention versus impact. My intention may not have been malicious, but the impact was real. The pain it caused was valid, and for that I am and will always be truly and deeply sorry. The video was taken down, but the damage was done. The digital footprint remained. Screenshots were shared. Clips were re-uploaded out of context. My mistake was no longer just a mistake. It became a weapon used against me. It became a banner for people who had long been waiting for me to fail. It's a strange part of this online world. People build you up just so they can have the satisfaction of tearing you down. They celebrate your vulnerability, then use it against you when you are at your weakest. It was a brutal public shaming that I would not wish upon my worst enemy. I remember reading the comments. Each one felt like a stone being thrown at me. I can't believe you would do this. Unsubscribed. You've lost a loyal fan. The words stung more than any physical blow ever could. These were not just anonymous trolls. These were people whose usernames I recognized. People who had been with me from the beginning. To lose their trust, to be the source of their disappointment was a heartbreak unlike any other. It felt like a betrayal, even though I was the one who had committed the original sin. It was a stark reminder that what we do online has real-world consequences on real people's feelings. In the quiet moments that followed, when the noise of the internet faded, I was left alone with my thoughts. I was left with my regret. I replayed the moment I pressed upload over and over in my head. Why didn't I think it through? Why didn't I listen to that small voice of doubt in the back of my mind? This experience taught me the importance of pause, the importance of reflection. Before you speak, before you post, before you act, pause. Think about the person on the other side of the screen. Think about the world you are contributing to. Is it one of kindness or one of carelessness? The fallout was swift and merciless. Friends I had collaborated with, people I considered part of my inner circle, suddenly went quiet. Calls went unanswered. Messages were left unseen. The silence was an answer in itself. It told me that their loyalty was conditional. It was tied to my popularity, to my clean image. The moment I became controversial, the moment I became a liability, I was dropped. It hurt. It hurt more than losing subscribers. Losing followers is a professional setback. Losing friends is a personal tragedy. It forces you to question every interaction, every bond you thought was genuine. This is where the line between online life and real life completely disappears. The pain is the same. A breakup in a romantic relationship feels much like this. One day you are everything to someone. The next you are a stranger. The promises of forever and I'll always be here for you evaporate into thin air. You're left alone, picking up the pieces of the shared history, wondering what was real and what was just a performance. This YouTube drama was a mirror to the heartbreaks we all face in love and friendship. Loyalty is a precious, fragile thing, and not everyone is capable of giving it unconditionally. Then came the rumors. People I had never met were creating entire narratives about my life, my character, my intentions. They painted me as a monster, a villain in a story they had written for their own entertainment. To see your name dragged through the mud, to have your character assassinated by people who do not know you, is a deeply unsettling experience. You feel powerless, you feel exposed. It's a public trial without a judge or jury, only accusers. You learn that some people would rather believe a lie that confirms their biases than seek a truth that challenges them. It is a sad reality of human nature, amplified by the internet. But through this darkness, a few lights shone through. A handful of friends called. They didn't offer excuses for my mistake. Instead, they offered their presence. They simply said, "I'm here." They listened. They let me cry. They reminded me that one mistake does not define my entire existence. These are the people you hold on to. These are the relationships that matter. They are the ones who prove that true loyalty isn't about blind support. It is about holding someone accountable with love and staying by their side while they learn to be better. They are the real treasures in this life. With a heavy heart, I filed the appeal. It was more than just a request to get my channel back. It was an act of hope. It was a plea for understanding. In the appeal, I poured out my heart. I admitted my mistake fully and without reservation. I explained what I had learned. I asked not for a pardon, but for a chance to prove that I had changed. It was a moment of complete surrender. I had to let go of the outcome and simply trust in the process. Trust that my remorse was genuine and that it would be seen. It was my bottom line. I was sorry and I wanted to do better. The waiting was agonizing. Every email notification made my heart leap into my throat. Days felt like weeks. In that time, I did a lot of thinking. I thought about forgiveness. I realized that before I could ask for anyone else's forgiveness, I had to forgive myself. I had to accept that I am human, that I am flawed, and that I will make mistakes. Self-forgiveness is not about forgetting what you did. It is about accepting it as part of your story and choosing not to let it be the final chapter. It is about giving yourself the same grace you would hope to receive from others. Then the email arrived. Your appeal has been successful. I read the words over and over again. Tears streamed down my face. But these were not tears of sadness or regret. They were tears of overwhelming gratitude. It was a second chance. It was a new beginning. The feeling of hope that rushed back in was indescribable. It was a promise that my story was not over. It was a validation that growth is possible, that change is recognized, and that redemption is not just a concept in movies. It is a real, tangible thing that we can all strive for and, if we are lucky, receive. So, what is the lesson here? What is the bottom line? It is this: treat people with loyalty and respect, both online and in your life. Understand that words have weight and actions have consequences, but also learn to forgive. Forgive others for their missteps, because we all have them. And more importantly, learn to forgive yourself. Do not let your mistakes define you. Let them refine you. Let them make you more empathetic, more thoughtful, more human. My channel is back, but I am not the same person who lost it. I am stronger, I am wiser, and I am eternally grateful for the love, the loyalty, and the lessons learned. Thank you.